Okay, do we have sound? Can you hear me? Okay, I think we have mic audio. Perfect. Okay, yeah, I'm just waiting for people to join. I just posted it. Um, oh my God, I've been talking this whole time. I didn't realize no one could hear me. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'm just waiting for people to get in chat. Um, how many are there right now? 17. Okay. Let me just check the story went up and then okay, it's up. The link's there. I guess I could start going over it immediately. I'm not really a pro streamer, so I don't know whether I should like. How many hours did it take me? Let me see. Can you guys see this? If I open this window, no, you can't. But it says 57 hours 44 minutes. If anyone was wondering how long it took, um, but it got split across multiple FLPs as well. So some of those have other time saved on them that like the source of the vocal chops. Okay, there's a lot of sources for them. You'll get to see all of those. There's while we're waiting for people, I can go over stuff like this. There are in this song a total of 274 mixer tracks. Um, there's a lot of them. So yeah. It's not letting me see how many people are like actually in here. I'm just guessing. Because it says 17 viewers, but it's been frozen on 17 since it went up. I don't know how many people are actually in here. Okay, I'll give it another like 5 minutes and then I'll start. Yeah, they like updated FL to give you more than 125 mixer tracks, and I've been like going over it in all of the songs since they made that update. I used to have to split things into multiple FLPs. I'm lucky my PC is like completely overkill for this because um like it uses 15 gigabytes of RAM when nothing's playing. It's like ridiculous. I put everything on smart disable as well, and this is like with all the plugins set to smart disable. Why is everything coming out of my speakers and not my headphones? Oh, because everything was okay, set to my headphones. There we go. Yeah, the VOD's going up. You will see that. Um, hopefully. I did a test earlier and the VOD went up. Okay, I'm gonna start. I don't have a like schedule or plan for this. I have not like thought about what order I'm gonna do this in at all. So if anyone wants to see anything specific in the song at any point, let me know and I'll like show that. Otherwise I'll probably just go from like top to bottom in order of what's in the song. Um, so I guess I'll start with the intro. I'll start with the drums. I think I'll just do the song from like left to right and explain everything in order. The drums are basically the same for the entire song, like the same power and the same samples. They just kind of go like that the whole way. Um, let me see what is drums. This is drums? Wait, this is not drums. I have like reference tracks when I was mixing it in here. Yeah, this is the drums, the Vengeance kick, and there's cymbals here actually. They basically just go like this, the whole, is not neat and organized. It just goes all the way down here. I wish it was more neat and organized. It's kind of neat. Oh, there's a new bit. Yeah, the kicks do that. Uh, oh, wait. The kicks, like, they all have that, like, yeah, it's all vengeance. They all have the, like, they don't end at 0. So they all have a little click at the end. You don't really hear it in the actual song, but it's there. That's not meant to happen, but whatever. It does. Yeah. Um, what kicks and snares are they specifically? They're all from like Vengeance Dubstep 3. Um, this is the kick. I don't know why it says kick kill everybody. I guess that was like the one I used at first, and then I swapped it out. It was probably just ripped from Kill Everybody. But the original version of this FLP is like very different from the one that ended up. I wonder, I've got like the older versions in here, and they're gonna be all out of key and stuff now too, because I changed the key of the song so many times. But yeah, this song has gone through like a bunch of different versions. So this is the kick. The snare is 2 snares. They're both from Vengeance Dubstep 3. Yeah, so okay, the original version of the song had these drums all from Skrillex songs, I guess. This is the Vengeance Dubstep snare. And then I have, this one's so quiet. It's just for the cymbal. It sounds a lot louder here, but it's because I've got a Pro L just like on the drum bus, boosting everything a bunch. When it's actually playing, you can't even hear it when it's actually playing with the real snare. Thank you. I went through like so many different keys because I was like so indecisive, and I ended up sticking with this key, and it was annoying me for so long that I was in, I think it's an F sharp minor. It was annoying me for so long that it was an F sharp minor because it's like slightly too high for the sub, but then if I want to put the sub an octave down, it's too low, and it's like kind of annoying. But everything else sounds really good in F sharp minor, so I just kept it in that. This is the cymbal lip that plays through basically the whole song. And it's also just from Vengeance Dubstep 3. There's another one that plays in the second half of the, like, hook, I guess. I don't know what you would call this part. Is this. And then there is open hats that play during the drop. Really choppy open hats layered with the cymbals and these. There's a lot of cymbals during the drop, but they're like, they sound louder when I play them on their own because, yeah, because they're not, they're going through the Pro L. Okay, next thing is well, that's the drums. Yeah, there's not really much to show with the drums. I don't know if the drums do anything cool at any point in the song. In the build up, they do like that, I guess. The drums are really standard and like not interesting in this song because I'm trying to bring attention to everything else. They're just like basic dubstep drums. This is the, I was gonna say this is the something that was playing, but this is the sidechain. You're not gonna hear the sidechain. What am I using for the sidechain? I might as well show that. Okay, I'm using Shaper Box, but you can't see it. I don't know why you can't see it. It's probably because of Smart Disable. Yeah, the VOD will be up. I put Smart Disable on every plugin before, like, I finish the song, and I think it kind of broke some of the plugins, but it is what it is. At least with like Shaperbox, it's still working. I'm using this for the sidechain, but you can't see it. Can I take off Smart Disable and see if it works? I don't want Smart Disable. Okay, I just don't think we're gonna see Shaperbox. Whatever. But I'm using, it's like really, yeah, the master. I'll show the master at the end. Actually, since you're asking, I could just show the master right now. So the master is a bunch of stuff that's doing absolutely nothing. There's this EQ that's turned off, which gets used when I'm doing build-ups, and then I just like, where does it come in? Like here. just filters out the low end. That's not really part of the master chain. The master, people would hate my master chains. There's an OTT on half, and then there's a soft clipper doing probably nothing, honestly. And there's this EQ just that like makes the nice sounds louder. And then there's an OTT that's turned off, and then there's a, yeah, there's just these EQs that are turned off. This one was meant to be on, actually. I don't think it's really doing much, but it was meant to be on. This is just so I can see my frequencies. Anyway, yeah, go to sample pack for this song. Apart from like the Vengeance drums, just like my own sounds. There's not that many sounds from sample packs in this outside of like Vengeance drums. I did do some like little chops from like Vengeance stuff, but like the vocal chops are from actual songs, or from the vocals that were recorded for this song, and then everything else is just stuff I made. Yeah, not many. If you see any sample packs, they're usually Vengeance in this. What else? I will try to, so with the bass sounds, I made a lot of them in Ableton, and then I exported them into FL, but like it just as like WAV files. I have this big folder. Let me open my browser. I have this big folder here of just sounds that I've made in Ableton and FL, and then I've just rendered them all out to WAV, and I use these all the time for stuff. Yeah, those are in the song. A lot of the sounds in here came from this big folder, but there's probably some sitting in the FLP that I can look at. Like there's definitely some massive still laying around, but in the drop, majority of it, as you can see here, is just WAV files. This is all the basses. Here they're all just audio, but some of what was used to make them just massive, pretty much entirely for the bass. The what was I saying? The like some of it was Serum. I do all the sub in Serum just because like it's easier for me. But yeah, it's mostly massive in this song, and some silence as well. I honestly never really used silence, but I used it for this song because it had some cool sounds in it. Okay, so back to the intro. There's this ARP that plays in the intro, and then actually I think it only plays in the intro. Again, it's like so low in the mix you're not really gonna hear it, but it's in the song. There is, oh, the new one. It's like, I know he dropped one. Is it not mostly like the old Massive Sounds? Because I had like some of his Massive Sounds like years ago, but I've not downloaded it because I honestly have like never used Massive presets ever. Just like mess around in it. For like for other types of music, I use a lot of presets, but for dubstep, I've never really bothered because I like making the sounds because it's fun. But I've downloaded the virtual riot one, but I've not. Yeah, 22. Okay, I probably had most of those like on my original laptop like 10 years ago then. Actually, I probably remember a lot of them. I think my first ever attempts at making music were with virtual riot massive presets from like 2013. But yeah, I'll download them. I already did download them, but I've not actually like checked them out. But yeah, this is also in the intro. It's like the stab, and it's literally just a part of the song later on that I've taken and like reverbed and delayed. This crash that's in so much of the song. I think this might be some scrap stuff. Yeah, that's some Vengeance sound that I like. Let me mute the. Yeah, that didn't end up in the actual song. There's also this. Yeah, these are all my other attempts at... What's this? I think this isn't the song. What is this? I don't remember what this is. I don't think it's meant to be that fast, but... Yeah, it's just some vengeance thing that is in the song. How old am I? 22, but I started producing when I was 12 in like, 2015 when I was a little kid. Um, there's this, which shows up way later in the song, um, as well, but I put it in the intro. Um, there's this, which is just from a speed garage, some pack. It's like a pack I use all the time for just like effects and stuff. Um, there is this noise sweep, which is in like the whole song. It's just like everywhere. This is also all over Ponehammer. I use this sound so much. Yeah, the VOD's going up. I should like I should like put like a pinned message in here saying the VOD's going up. I don't know how to do that though. Um, there is this virtual. Oh, okay. The only other sample pack that I did use in this a lot is Virtual Riot Atmospheres. It's the like really old, I think like Prime Lips one or something. They ended up putting it on Splice, and I used that on a lot of songs. I want to make more sounds like that instead of just using the Virtual Riot ones though. Um, whoa, wait, did you pin it? That's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know how Twitch works. I never use it. But this is in the intro. It might be the only VR atmosphere in here this time though. Normally my songs have a lot of them. Um, because I'm too lazy to make my own. There's this, and then there's this one. There's a lot of sounds I don't remember really putting in the intro. The intro was the last part I did. Oh, and there's the Toho 8, and like early Toho games pause sound effect that I put a bunch of delay that gets like pitched down on because I use that sound a lot in music. There's a sound from Half-Life 2 here as well that's been reversed as like a riser. I think it gets pitched up actually, yeah. If I put the automation on. Yeah, I'm from Scotland. And then there is another Half-Life 2 sound here. That just goes into the main bit. Okay, now for the interesting parts. So, this is the vocal chops. They're kind of messy on their own. Anyway, yeah. They're a mix of Monster by Paramore and the vocals that were recorded for the song later that we'll get onto, that I put some of them in here as well for chops. Let me see. Okay, here's the processing on the vocal chops. So we have Waves live tune doing the auto tune. It doesn't really need that, but I put it on anyway to make it a little bit more like auto tuned. There's Decapitator distorting them slightly. Wait, I could like turn all these off and on in order actually, that would be more interesting. Yeah, this is really doing like nothing. The distortion's doing a bit. This is the chorus. Again, it's not really doing very much. OCT. CLA vocals. I was like really trying to make the high end stand out a lot in these. This is the EQ. This is my Pro Q, like desperate attempt to clean them up. I don't know why this free balance is here. It's probably to, yeah, because there's everything's like bust like a million times in this song, and like every time something goes through a bus, it gets limited again. So nothing sounds too compressed in the song, just because I'm like doing so much limiting that because everything is limited, I think nothing like stands out as sounding super compressed. But a lot of the things do sound very compressed on their own. These are being compressed or limited with Pro L, and then they're being put through another. Actually, no, the vocals aren't being put through any more limiters other than the first one. Some things in this song get put through like one limiter, and then they get put through another one when they go into the bus, and then they get put through another one in the master. So yeah, everything like what's up? Everything like stays at that like the same volume basically. That's the vocal chops. I don't think in this part of the song there's anything else to say about them. There probably is later, but is there anything? Okay, this is the there's like another version of this growl thing. I don't know why there's another one. So this was basically just a growl thing that I recorded in Ableton. I'll put like the drums. And this just plays through the whole verse, chorus part. It's like again super repitched and messed with here. The audio quality got like destroyed, but that is just that kind of sounds cool like that. There is there's something I should show. I showed this on my story like a month ago, but there is an original version of the vocal chop melody that got scrapped. I can play that again. Yes, it will. There's a pinned message. So yeah, that was the original one, but I ended up preferring the new one, so that's the one I went with. What else is in here? I wonder if I can show. See, like I can't show this growl thing really because it's already all audio and all that's on it is an OTT and an EQ. I am cutting out all the high end from it though. So I guess I'm doing that. I could maybe look at my synths and see if there's any surviving. What's this one? This is just a sub. I don't know what that is. I do know that the growl, at least, like when I'm doing these kind of growls, I'm using Massive for most of the song, but I am using Serum for the growls like that. If I was like really trying to be period authentic, I would use FM8 for them, but it's 2025 and I don't want to make myself use FM8 when I can just do it in Serum 2, so I'm doing it in Serum 2. I'm not that fussed about doing it like that. Yeah, there's a lot of Massive on the song. But the growls are Serum. I don't know where the growl is. I can literally just like remake it super quickly and show you how to do it though, because I might as well. So you get a sine wave and you put it on. I put it on -2 so I can play it on like these octaves, but like you could just also put the octaves down more. Get another sine wave, put it on 0 volume, FM, not PD, FM. This one to that one to like here. Put filter on band 24. I would usually put that on like the macro, but I'm just doing a tutorial right now, so I'm gonna put it on the LFO. Let me see if I can do this like first try, because I usually just mess about with it for ages. Like just three multi-band compressors. What did I just click? Wrong thing. I'm gonna take the distortion off right now. And then you just like draw random shapes on this till you get like a cool tonality. And you get the basic idea, just distort it or whatever. There's a lot more to it than that, but I'm not gonna do that in this project file. Oh, wait, you can't see the serum? Okay, so that was pointless. Yeah, there's I don't know how to fix that, so well, oh, okay, I can do another video or stream or something on that at some point, but it's not a super long process anyway. One sine wave to another sine wave, but then on the second sine wave, just draw a random shape. Basically, like in the graph in Serum where you can draw shapes, draw a random shape and then put bandpass on both of them. Oh yeah, I'm streaming FL just now because otherwise half the stream is just going to be the Streamlabs thing, and no one wants to see that. So, um, okay, next thing to show is the here's everything that's not the vocal chops or the growls during the this part. So we have, where's the first instrument here? Silent super saw. Most things in this have like the majority of high ends cut from them or dipped from them because you don't need it. And it leaves more room for the vocal chops. So the vocal chops and the lead are like the only things that really have high end. This is the chord progression if anyone wants to steal it. The Ponehammer chord patch on Massive comes in at some point. What mixer track is that on? 106. This is the same one I use for Ponehammer. Which is basically just like two saws in Massive with like unison and then no dechin. And white noise. There is this. What is that one? Is this the lead? This is the sync lead, I think. This is from Cure Audio. Oh wait, this isn't even. Oh, it is. This is from Cure Audio. Probably Rickster Astrid preset. That's the goat. Yeah. Again, I can't be bothered getting that like synth that it's from. But shout out Rickster Astrid from Cure. He helped me a lot with this song, just like giving me tips on it and stuff. Okay, that's just the same thing again. What's the thing here? It's been like, I finished this song in like September, so it's been a while since yeah, there's not really anything to see. If you want the lead patch, it's on Cure Audio anyway. I'm just playing like the melodies on their own right now. Go to their YouTube, you can get the patch, it's free. This is the art. It just does this the whole time. It's not very interesting. It's a Serum patch. It's literally just a square wave with a LFO and the cutoff. Most sounds in this song are it's like old Future vibes. Wait, true actually. Sounds like March Madness. Can you see Massive? If I open Massive, no, you can't even see that. You can just see like the outside. Okay, I remember this happened last time. Worst comes to worst, I can just stream my whole screen, but I would rather not have like half of the stream just be the Streamlabs window where I read chat. So I'm just gonna stream FL for now. Yeah, I wonder. I was like, I could like put Purity in it and just put the March Madness preset in it in the song. It's in here somewhere. Which one? You just put it in triplets. There's SRX piano doing piano, which is just doing like the sync lead. Well, you can see Purity. Okay, that's super random then. This is the piano. It's just playing the same melody as the lead plus the chords, but it's kind of turned down in the mix a lot. I don't think there's anything else besides like the sub. There's a contact. What's this? Where's the... Let me try find this contact. Oh, there's another nexus that's just layered with the chords as well. Oh. Oh yeah, it's just like offbeat strings. You can't hear these in the actual song. And then there is Gladiator doing Angry Saws. This is very important. I use this all the time in this song, but I use it in like everything as well. And all my EDM stuff. It's like my favorite preset. It's all over the drop as well and like everywhere. Best preset in the world. It's in Tonto Gladiator. Can you see Gladiator? Yeah, you can see that. Do I know music theory? No, not really. I like not particularly. I wouldn't say I'm familiar with it. I know what like a major chord and a minor chord is, and I know what like I know every key as long as it's a minor. Um, so I just tune everything to like if it's like a major song, I'll just put it in the relative minor. Um, but I don't really apply it very often. I just have like natural learned music like writing knowledge. I know how it applies to the piano roll in FL, so that's like about as far as my music theory knowledge extends to. Um, this is the nexus from. This is the chord nexus, yeah. I think. Okay, so that is all. Oh, and the sub bass. Yeah, you're not gonna see it, but it's a sub bass. Like, there's not really anything to see. The high end is not part of the sub bass. That's just coming from like whatever processing chain I have on the whole song. So the actual sound doesn't have any of that high end in it. But that is the whole sub bass. Not very interesting, but was probably the thing I spent the most time like going crazy over in this song because it took forever to get the sub right with everything else. How big is your screen? Uh, pretty big, but also I have like stuff collapsed in here so that you can see more. It's like uh 30 gigabytes of Vengeance Pack. I don't even have that many. I just have like the original house ones and the dubstep ones and like some kind of random ones. I have like Vengeance New Disco Volume 1 or something. Okay, this is like actual sauce. There's this in pretty much the entire song. Wait, it's... Hold on. There is this crowd effect that you can't really hear, but it's in the whole song. And it fills out the stereo width and everything and makes everything sound nice. And I just lip it. What else is there? This. I think that's everything in this part of the song. I tried to put as few instruments as possible. I guess like the pre-drop. What is the pre-drop? It's just like there's vocal chop plus whatever this is. Sample from later in the song that I've just like chopped. Okay, so this is the drop. Here we go. Everyone wants to see the drop. We have... Let me make sure everything that needs to be ticked is ticked. I need the automations. Let's start with that before we get on to the next bit. So, how many hours is on this one? It was 50. If you want to hear the vocals unchopped, listen to Monster by Paramore on YouTube or whatever. I'll probably get my like VOD taken down if I play it unchopped because it's literally just that. But just listen to that song. That's the vocals. That's where they're from mostly. So the basses, these basses. I don't have most of these ones in this project file because they were made in Ableton, but they are made in Massive. And then I've put some like probably very minimal processing on them in here. I put a phaser on this one. They're all super simple on their own. It's like all scream filter and like um scream filter, distortion on the sides. This one has formant filter on it. They're really not doing very much. There's a Pro Q. Um that's just on the side scream filter. There's that one. That's just the main set of them, and then they just get chopped between. There's also this. This is layered. Just like a growl at the start. I can't show the growl because it was in an Ableton file that did not get saved, but I do have the actual growl, just like a bunch of them here. More. Not these. These. On the side's free. Because I wanted to use Ableton, basically. I was like, I felt like it. That's why I used Ableton. I mean, I guess there's the reason that you have infinite effect tracks and you don't have to make. Yeah, Homicide got like they made a new Homicide, so the original Homicide, which is the one that I used all over this song, is free. You just go to Omforce's website and you can get it. Um, but yeah, I would like to show how I made these growls. I'll probably do a separate stream for it at some point because it's really not that difficult. But for these specific growls, I'd like to do those in Ableton just so you get access to Ableton's vocoder and like corpus and stuff as well because it makes those are good effects for doing these. Um, I installed Homicide so long I can't really help you. It was a long time ago I got it. Um, I wish the massives would show because I could like I'm gonna sort this out for the next stream. And because you can like hear these but you can't see them. I wonder if I put them to detached. No, you just can't see anything then. Okay, whatever. Yeah. I can like describe it a little bit though. This one's in the song. Um there is the crush wavetable. Everything is linked to envelope 3. Crush wavetable, scream filter, I'm moving the cutoff and I'm moving the wavetable position. That's literally it. And that's in the song somewhere. It has OTT on it. It has Homicide. It has multipass, literally just putting stereo on the mids. Has parametric EQ2, it has Pro Q4, has Bitcrush. So like the only plugins that people can't see are Massive and Serum. That's so annoying. Okay. Is there a specific bass that anyone would like to see while I'm going over bass design? Because oh yeah. I only have one monitor, so I'm just keeping the stream on FL for this one because I don't want to mess with anything too much. And also, I'm looking at Streamlabs so much, you're probably just gonna see Streamlabs every time I stop to read the chat. So yeah. I think I'll do a separate stream for bass design. It's not even like that. Oh, the sustain bass? Okay, I can show that. It's not even like that interesting on the project file breakdown, just since every bass is rendered to audio, there's like nothing to see. Um okay. Um I will show my favorites. One of my favorite ones is this one. This one's cool. I like that one. So oh, I also like wait, I'm losing where I am in the project. It's been so long since I've like went on here. Okay. So, this is the second after drop. So, okay, actually, yeah, I could like pause on these a little bit and like show them. This one is probably the one that appears the most. Um, oh wait, so you were saying in the B part of the drop sustain bass, is that this one? That one, that's the one you mean? Massive 2 consolidated 4. Oh, that's this one. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that one I definitely did not save the project file of. I made that in like a random FL session. But I do remember roughly how I made it, and it was the hard sync wavetable in Massive. That was like the wavetable position of that was dubstep practice. Um, what's that? Oh, wait, is there a file called dubstep practice? Because that was the original, the very, very, very original file name for this was dubstep practice, I think. Um, where is dubstep practice? Where, what part? Oh, last bar of the drop. Um, I'm looking for that. I do not see the first drop. There is definitely something in here called that, but I just don't remember where. The saws? Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, this. This is actually a really, really easy one. It's not a bass. It's literally just like the song. I just sampled the song and put it through a filter. It's just the part before with the vocal chops, but without the vocal chops. There is this as well, which is a massive. That is one of the few that's not rendered to audio. Um, that's a massive. And it's I can't show it, but it's probably just Scream wavetable and stuff. Scream filter on like some cool wavetable. I could just tell you what the wavetable is. Hold on. It is Kangaroo wavetable. Oh, it doesn't actually have the Scream filter. It has the DAF filter going into the acid filter, but they're just all being modulated by the macro. Um, yes, there should be a pinned message saying that the VOD will go up. Is it still pinned? Okay, it got unpinned. I'm gonna pin it again. The VOD will be up. Okay. Um, I can like play the basses for this part on their own as well. They're all down here because the project files were unorganized. I think this is largely the same. This is new. Oh yeah, it's just this. This is an Axis. I just use this for like low fills. This is all the same basses. This is worth showing. This is cool. This low fill. That one. A certain kind of sub. I depends on the song. I just kind of improvise for each song. For this one, it's a. Let me see. It's probably just a plain sine on this song. It's a sine that's got a tiny bit of bend minus on it, and then it's layered with another sine that's got nothing on it, but it's just an octave above, and it's very quiet. That's all this sine. That's all there is to the sub. But it's it's not a very interesting sub. So this thing, it also shows up here. Yeah, there. And later on in the song as well. I did it here. I used more of it. And here. All these little glitchy whatevers. They are I basically just went on in FL you can like view like all of the, if you click like this paper thing up here, you can, do you remember what was the first time you started with making? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Um, so I went on like the little paper thing on FL, where you can like see all of your sounds in your project file on the right and all your patterns on the left. And I like put an Edison on, and then I just recorded me dragging my mouse around the right, and it made like this huge mess of whatever. Wait, let me just play it on its own. Um, this. It just made a whole massive like. And I went around that and took little bits of it for fills and chops and stuff for the song. So there's a lot of those sprinkled within the the rest of the song. I don't even know what it's chopping for most of them. Uh, I came up with that idea randomly when I was making this. It's not like a technique that I use or anything normally. I just like was really bored and started dragging it around and it sounded cool. What's this? This part's like a bunch of sounds layered. This cool basses. Which one? The first one? This one? Or the second one? I think that's one of the last, like, earliest things in the song that's still surviving because it's gone through so many iterations, and like the very first version was not like this. It was a completely different song. The very first version is from when it was still called like Dubstep Practice or something. This is the first like fill. I can show this. So this is there's a sound font in here, so there's sub, leads, chords that are very difficult to hear. Another lead. Another lead. There's a lot of leads stacked on top of each other. There should be like a sound font. Yeah, here. This might be silenced. Let me get that on a song. That is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Platinum sound font. Choir I think you can see that. The lick 3 bass one. So what does CDJ means? That's just like the things that you DJ with, like the DJ decks. That's what they're called if they're like standalone ones. If they're controllers, then they're not called that. The name means nothing. It just sounded cool, and I thought of it randomly. That's where it comes from. There's no like story behind it. There's a little bit of the vocal chops. Hold on. That's all they do there. And then there's a Vengeance dubstep shout thing that I pitched and chopped. There's a Vengeance fill. Like I was saying, basically the only sample packs used in this are just some Vengeance sounds, but the rest is all just sounds that I made myself. Melodic part. So we have new vocal chops here. The reverb, how do I get the reverb off of them? Yeah, so the vocal chops are doing a different thing here. Here they're doing this. And here they're doing this. It's a lot of just like randomly changing bits until it sounds cool. This is taken from the acapella for the song, or some vocals that were done before the acapella for the song was made. Some of these, and then the rest is just the Paramore bit. This is the oh, hold on, the automation for the bass needs to be on or it sounds out of key. That's that. What is this? What does this do? What's this one doing? So in here there is the, I should stop showing the sub, it's just a sub. There's the, yeah, gladiator again, doing the gladiator. Where is it? I have this everywhere in the song. There's the bass. Finding things in this file, this project file is so difficult. That's the bass. Where is the chords massive? Yeah, it's awesome. Angry Saws. It's called Kevin Gates Bass because it sounds like this one video of Kevin Gates. That's the chords. They're really not very impressive chords. They are just two major chords. That's it. Um, Thank you. That's everything that's in here actually. What's up, Ryan Lehan? Um, what's this? I'm like remembering what everything in here is because it's the first time I've like looked at all of this in a very long time, since like September. Oh yeah, this is barely. I guess this is one thing I did put in the song that I didn't sound design. It's a tiny little vengeance stub. I guess I got lazy. There's a scream. I don't know where that's from. I don't remember, but I just looked at I searched scream on my FL and it came up. Um, this this is a surviving thing from the original version of the song. This is, I guess, like what survives of how the original drop flawed. Yeah, it was really different. I have the original drop in here, but I'm just gonna play this right now. It's really out of key though, because of me changing the key of the song, and there's instruments missing now. So prepare for, yes, everything is sidechained pretty much. I don't think there's anything other than like some of the cymbals that aren't. I think everything else is sidechained to the drums in this song. Yeah, everything's out of key. This was the original. As I said, it's out of key. I'm gonna stop playing that because it's really out of key. But there was this lead melody actually that I will play because it sounded really cool, and it did not make it into the final song. There was more of it. I guess it's this. Oh no, that was like old vocal chops. From like a really old demo that are samples from a Skrillex song. The Yeah, so that was the original version. Pretty much nothing survived from that. But this is taken from that. Just that stab here. This is just sub, right? Yeah. Grow. Triplet grow. I'll do a separate stream quite soon where I just go over actual bass design rather than breaking down this project file, because that's probably what people will want to see, and I can't really do that in this project file because everything's audio. So I will do that. That will come at some point in the near future. This is almost the same pattern for the second color and response bit. This is the first one. Second one. Then this actually, yeah, it just goes between those two twice. But the bass fills do change. Also here, there's this yeah. Yeah. This is from Hey Cutie, like the really old PC music song. By like AG Cook and Sophie and stuff. I didn't mean it to be this prominent in this song. It happens so many times. It was supposed to play once, and I got so used to it being there that I basically just tuned it out. And then I realized when the actual song dropped that like the yeah is like everywhere. 'cause it got copy pasted like 20 times, but whatever. It's just yeah, it'll just act like I meant it to be in the song that prominently. Um, is there anything really that different here? Not particularly. And then the second half of the call and response melodic bit is where it actually becomes interesting. I have this. So yeah, these are literally out of key, but they get sidechained and you can't even tell. And also there's just too much going on that it doesn't really matter. There's like a, whatever that sound is out of key. The little lasery thing is more of when I like drag the mouse around the FL project and recorded it. It's just more from that. Uh, this this like scream is it's from the Overwatch game files. And it's just like a really, really stretched. I put it into Melodyne and like stretched it out and like yeah, is Kiriko falling off the map? Um, it's in Melodyne and it's really, really stretched out and it's like yeah, I that's what I did to it. Um, I trying to remember exactly how I did it, and I think I just dragged the formant way up. Um, but yeah, that's where that comes from. Um, what else? This part took me forever because I kept changing my mind on what I wanted to do, so it's got like a million things in it. Which also means that there's interesting stuff because there's stuff that got cut, so I can show that. So there's this. That is just another girl that shows up in the song a lot. Virtual Riot atmosphere that like fades in. Snare that these fade in. Then this. That is just a sample of the song. Then what's this? Okay, this is scrapped because I won't play, so we're about to find out what it is. Yeah, those aren't in the final version. I'm looking for like this. Yeah. That's not from this song. But that is in there. Like inaudibly. That's a sample of a song that I released with my friends about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, called Fantasy. And there's a tiny bit of it in here because I guess I was looking for samples to vocal chop. Yeah, I go into game files a lot to get sounds for stuff. A lot of the sounds in this song are from game files, and a lot of the sounds that I use in general are from game files. If you like, you can probably notice a lot of them if you listen to like a lot of the stuff that I do. There's this. I remember there being like another vocal chop in here, but I guess it's just when all of this stuff is combined together, it sounds like there is. So this is again Angry Saw's Silence. You're probably not going to be able to see Silence, but this is a stock preset in Silence called HOV Dominator. If you want to use it, it's like the classic like dubstep hoover. I think everyone used to use this preset. And then the sub. I use the silence hoover in this like a lot, so you'll see that quite frequently in this song. And then there's a tiny bit of a there's someone that's not a Vengeance Kit. There's a chime tom fill. I tried using as little EDM samples as possible in this song. When I'm like making like music in one style, I'll try to use as little samples like meant for making music in that style as possible, because then I'll just get stuck with it sounding like everything else in that style. So like for example in this I tried to use like, unless it was Vengeance stuff, I tried to pretty much avoid any EDM sample packs and stuff that I have on my computer and use everything else instead, because yeah, I don't know, it's more fun to me. Uh, what else is in here? So this is clearly something that got scrapped. I'm about to find out what it is. Yeah, that was just some fill that I guess I tried. Yeah, yeah, I was just layering like everything here. This didn't make it in. There's that. And then there's a reversed atmosphere. Sub. Real strings 1 or whatever the pack's called. Just strings. This is the saws. I'm just trying to find. Oh, it's the piano. I don't know, just too many automations, but it's just playing that chord. This is ripped a cappella from a really old Virtual Riot song that I repitched and distorted and stuff and kind of made unintelligible. But that's what that is. What is this? Okay, yeah, this is the second half of the chorus. I don't know if you can call it a chorus, but it's this. Nothing's really that different in here. There's two things that are different. The Gladiator melody is different. So first run of the song, it's and then second half of the song, it is this. So that's yeah, those ones. What else in this part? Oh yeah, the drums. So the drums do change very, very slightly here. Not much, but I did add these like accent drums. Why can I not hear them? Oh. I was thinking about adding these for the whole song. Oh yeah, that's a good way of describing it. I was gonna add these for like the first half as well, but then I thought it makes the second repeat cooler if the accent drums are only here. Yeah, there's nothing really different for the second repeat of the hook. I just thought it was like cool enough that it got another repeat. From the Pokemon Symphony, it was the one here. Yeah, it's just really hard to hear. It's really quiet. It's this. It's just that. It's in the Pokemon Symphony, and it is Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum Symphony Choir and it's playing that melody. If that's what you meant, it's that. So let's get into this part. There's this, which is the sub, of course. Let me bring my buses back because I can't see those. The piano. I don't actually remember this. There's that. And then this is the main melody, which is inspired by Far Away by Skrillex, kind of. It's a Nexus patch. I put a lot of effects on this. Actually, it wasn't inspired by that, but then it started to sound like that, and I was like, I'm just gonna make it sound like that because it sounds cool. And I like that song. So it's this Nexus patch, which it was like not super interesting. I put camel fat on it. And it sounds kind of terrible with just these two on it, so I had to process it a lot. I guess this is just for like filtering it later. Once I take the bass out of it, it becomes like tolerable. But like, with the context of the rest of the song, it's a lot nicer. There's these chords, it's just massive, not anything special. I think that's all there is to that pattern. Yeah, it's just three tracks. Oh, there's one more. Oh, no, I showed everything. Okay. That's all these. There is the vocal chops from before, but reversed. Which automation clip are these being controlled by? I don't know. Oh. And then once the main vocals come in, they get unreversed, but then they get faded out to make room for the main vocals. I don't see which one. Oh yeah. That's those. There's this Virtual Riot atmosphere as well. I was like abusing these in this song. Yeah, that plays through this whole section. Again, this noise sweep that I was spamming. Another Virtual Riot atmosphere. I like using these ones a lot. I try to like get my own ones of these as well as much as possible, but I don't have like good field recording equipment, so it's easier to just use these. Vengeance Impact. Vengeance Impact. That one symbol. Okay, so this is the vocals. So these were done by Loya Sooner Than Later, who is on the song. I think this pattern's the same. Oh, no, it's got more. There is a low ARP that I introduced. I don't see where it is, but hold on. Let's find the ARP. Oh, it's not even on this pattern. Is it? What's that? Where's that? I am confused. I'll go into the vocals in a second. I'm just gonna find this. Oh, it's the silence. It's on 179. This is the issue with having this many mixer tracks. Oh, it's on the same mixer track as the piano. You can see silence. Like, it's so random how you can see some synths and not others. I guess, yeah, it's 32-bit. I guess that's why. But massive not being visible is crazy, because that is ancient. There is these, I'm assuming this is strings? Yeah, just the strings again. Again, you can barely hear these in the actual song. You also can't really hear these, but these strings are playing during the vocals too. They don't have reverb or anything on them, because I was like, I didn't really need it. But they're like filling it out a little bit. Again, yeah, this is ARP, but I guess this broke and you can't hear it in the song. That happened a few times in this song with things. Unless it's like one of these automations, I don't know. But it's the ARP that I was playing earlier. So the vocals are, I think this is the main lead one. Nope, 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 that's not the lead one. Let me play them all together. The space between us feels so thin. Don't you wish it stayed like this? One of them is like delayed right now. These always break when I reopen the FLP, so I'm not gonna question it. I think it's Melodyne just like freaking out. I want is you to say, soon I will be just like this. And yeah, people probably want to see this part. So yeah, I did the like manipulator, like the vocals get turned into an ARP here. Then I will be just like that. And I tried to like cleanly transition it into it. It's easier to hear if you just do this. I will be just like that. I'll play the whole melody and see what it's doing. yeah, that's that part. There are harmonies, but they get like delayed and like made to play later. So let me try and play the harmonies on their own. It seems Melodyne does not like Smart Disable and FL. The space between us feels so thin. Don't you wish it stayed like this? Is this the main harmony one then? The space between us feels so thin. Don't you wish it stayed like this? All I want is you to say, and I will be just like. There was only one take recorded for most of these, and then I forced them to do the harmonies in Melodyne because I like doing that. It's kind of fun. Okay, so the ARP is Melodyne. It's made using the vocals. I just took like the last. I can show that in a second. No, sorry, it's not Melodyne. It's Manipulator. I rendered it out, but I'll explain how I made it. Yeah, the harmonies sound weird on their own, but that's just because I'm using Melodyne. But they all sound awesome when they're layered together. So what I did was I stretched out the last syllable. Be just like and I basically just when I stretched it, so it was more like this without the what's up Colin. Let me mod you. There we go. Yeah, I just did that to it, but it was like that, but like less clicky. Obviously, it sounded way cleaner. And then I ran it through Manipulator. I didn't turn anything on a Manipulator. I just turned on like MIDI in. I put a MIDI out on it and like, yeah, just made it play the notes. Then there is. What's this? I use this all the time. It's the same one from Ponheimer, I think. Crowd mixed with Riser. There's this. Oh, this is just another Vengeance loop that sounds kind of cool. I thought it sounded like a song from Delta in Chapter 4, actually. That's why I put it in there originally. There's these snares. I'll put these with the kicks. These were like probably the very last thing I added to the, yeah. They were, they were the second last thing I added to the song. Because it was still sounding like really dead here. They do a lot to make it sound more full. There's all these like tiny Vengeance sweeps. There's this as well. And I have this like in context of the song though. Yeah, this. It's just playing the same notes as the melody art vocal thingy. This is the same pattern. And yeah, then my tag in the pre-drop, which is from Overwatch as well. And then second drop, okay. Probably more to talk about in the second drop than the first drop because it made it a lot more recently. So there's this. This is from 2023. This is really old. It's probably the oldest sound in the song. And it is, yes, that. This is again just I resampled the drop and used it for these bits. There is again the crowd thing. Most of this is the same. Laugh from Street Fighter 5. There is, oh, there's this. This is, I think this is in Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites as well. I don't know. It's from an old BHK kit. Um, so's this, but I like faded it in. There's this mixed with this, just like a sustain. It's that one again. Yes, like that's like 3. And then there's this. The scrolling around my FL. I like this one. Oh, there was like an alternative version of this. But this is better. This one is called printer base because it sounds like a printer. Literally, I could not go back to FL without these like fades. Like it would be horrible and use them too much. This is still just the. I added the Hoover from Silent for the second repeat. Very nice and useful sound. I did a lot of pitch bends on the growls like after they were done. I honestly don't think it's doing like anything. Oh no, it is. Sorry, that's not being applied to the growl. It's being applied to the sub, so it can match the growl. Yeah. What's this? I was using this one a lot. Okay, new stuff. There's this. But in the context of the song, it's more like because it's being layered with the leads being filtered. That's towards the end. I added these like really towards the end. Flux made it massive. Yeah, that's all they are. They're really simple. I would show them, but they're just like cut off saw wave plugs. Probably like 2 unison. Another of the virtual riot atmospheres. The sync lead again. I think that's the only 2 things in here. There's the sub again. But yeah, that's it. Then there is, I'm gonna make a massive preset bank at some point, so I can put all of these in there. Then yeah, there's just the bit from the. Soon I will be just like them. I just rendered that out and put it here. Very slight variation on the first drop. Not very different. There is a different sound effect here. Instead of the scream, there is the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 mangle sound. That's what I use there. I use this in so much of my music. It's like the most annoying sound ever, but it sounds awesome. This is just the Vengeance Stab again. Yeah, can't even really hear that, but it's there. Okay. I did completely change the. What's the scrolling through FL thing I was talking about? Oh, I can show that again. So I click the little paper icon on the top right in FL, and you get to see, you won't see this on the stream, but I can see like my whole library when I click that, of like everything that's in the project file. You get all your audio files on the right, and then if you hover your mouse over them, it plays them. And if you just drag if you have like a big project file with a lot of audio in it, and you drag it everywhere, then it makes cool glitchy noises. Wait, I didn't solo it. Yeah, and you can just go around and record all of that, and then you can use it for fills and anything, and it sounds cool. And I used it in a lot of this. Yeah, Langman thing. Uh, I don't think it's. Oh yeah, if you're like another thing you can do with the gladiator patch, angry saws, is you can just like layer it with the bass and then apply the same pitch bend that you applied to the bass to the gladiator, and it goes like. It sounds cool. Mixed with the. They're doing like different pitch things actually, but it just kind of works. More of these. These are awesome. That's another of the last things I added. What's this? Really stretched out version of the song. It's really stretched, and I was sampling that. And then this is just the little massive pluck bit, just layered with each other. Nothing crazy there. Last like call and response bit, I didn't actually do the response, I just faded it out. So it's the plucks, I think. Slightly different version. I'm trying to. And then the vocal chop just gets. Oh, it's this. Just gets faded out, and then these get faded in. Mixed with, again, the stretched out Overwatch sound. Wait, that needs to be put on here. The outro was awesome. I'm gonna show how I made the outro. I think my outro was my favorite part. The outro was my favorite part of the song to make. So I did piano chords. They're way bigger than anything else in the song. They're like way wider. Yeah, most of the song has sub. This is the chords from the outro if anyone wants to take them. They sound a lot like 5 different Deadmau5 songs, but that's why I like them. Yeah. And then this. Okay, the vocals are, yeah, because of Meltdown, they just play regardless of what I have muted. This is literally just a bit of Porter Robinson language that I like. Ignore the vocals, but that's what that is. I just like convolved it and stuff. I don't think I even changed the key. But you can't hear it in here, it's just for texture. They are Lilia Sooner Than Later singing the vocals, but I put the vocals into Melodyne as well. But they're not entirely Melodyne, I just layered them with Melodyne. I'm going to explain how I did the glitches in a sec. Virtual Riot Atmosphere. Okay, let me just get into the vocals because I need to figure out what track they're on. Is this them? It's some of it. Okay, so let me mute the glitches first and just play the vocals as they are, which is this. All of the kind of like crunchiness and stuff is intentional. I use this thing called Lowness War Winner. I just mixed it in a little bit. And also, yeah, it's in Swedish. And then I'm not Swedish, but Sooner Than Later is. This is the glitches, and these are like the part that I want to talk about. Oh yeah, there's also waves in the background. These are taken from Endless Ocean 2 for the Wii. Um, so this is the glitches. So what I did to make these, let me see if I can stream Melodyne, because that would be very helpful here. Hold on. Can we see this? We can see this. Okay, amazing. So what I did to make these was I recorded me doing this for ages with the formant. Uh, and just like, which one's formant control? Formant, yeah. And just like moved it about a bunch and recorded all the cool parts, and then I was left with this. Yeah, with Edison. I'll play it with the chords actually, so you can hear them in context. Yeah, it does sound like Vocaloid, and I was like, oh, that's cool, it sounds like Vocaloid, but it is Melodyne. I don't really know where the idea of the outro came from. I was just like improvising a bunch, and this ended up sounding cool, and it was like awesome. I don't know why this part doesn't play. This part gets like, I guess muted at first because of the Melodyne. I've never really used Newtone, but I think they're very different softwares. I think Newtone is just like a basic pitch correction software. Melodyne is like really, really complex. You can do way more with Melodyne than you could with Newtone, but I do think they're for probably very different purposes. Melodyne is like really good for weird vocal sound design, for making vocals sound like strange and unusual and doing like what I was doing with like the Vocaloid stuff. I don't think you could do that with Newtone. So they're for different purposes, but I can't speak too much on Newtone because I haven't really used it. I think that's pretty much the whole song. Uh, I don't think there's anything that I haven't gone over. If there's anything anyone wants to see, then let me know. Here's the whole project file. Um, it's very big. Do you think Bro Step is coming back? I don't know. If people make it, then yeah. Uh, sure. I think there's people. I don't really like using genre names too much because I don't want to box the people who are doing like the modern Brust FP inspired stuff in too much. When I'm doing EDM stuff, I tend to just say it's all EDM, not try and box it in too much because I think there are people doing stuff with the sounds of that genre right now, but I wouldn't entirely box them into just making that like style. So yeah, but I more just think the sounds of it are coming back, not First Step itself. Because if it just comes back exactly as it was 15 years ago, then people are gonna get bored of it just as fast. But like, if people are using the sounds in a cool way, then I think the sounds of it are coming back, and I think that is happening with people like Kim J and All's Well, and even like Nina Jirachi and Sizzy and stuff in a way too. Um, even though they're not doing it as closely. But yeah, I think I wouldn't say Bro Step is coming back, but I would say the sounds that were a part of it are. But also, I just don't like using genre names very much, so that might just be me. Yay! I'll show like my like dumping ground arrangement views for bits that got scrapped as well, because I said I'd do that. Was this, what was this? There was a whole like version of the drop that I scrapped because it kind of just sounded like. Also, most of it is silent, so. Thank you, that's awesome too. No. I'm glad so many people like it. That was the version of the drop that got scrapped at for some very early on point. Uh that was a scrapped build up. It's literally just the chords. It's not actually that interesting as the growls. There's a lot here, but most of this is not very suitable. Yeah, I've probably gone over everything worth seeing, which is in this part of the project file. Awesome. This was like surprisingly fast. I thought this was gonna take like 4 hours or something, but it didn't. It took an hour and a half, damn. Okay, yeah, if there's anything anybody wants to see before I finish the stream, then let me know. It was not in my head when I wrote them, but when I come back to them, I'm like, damn, this sounds like Dead Mouse. But that was like one of my earliest ever musical inspirations, so like if that wasn't obvious from what I do, so it makes sense that they would. Not really. Oh wait, yeah, the master channel. I didn't show the master channel. I don't really make EDM music that often. Like I only have one song being made right now that's like that's EDM, and it's my next single, and I'm not gonna show that yet because I'm not ready to show that yet. Um, but other than that, I don't really make EDM every day, so I don't have any IDs. I'm assuming that's what you mean if you're saying IDs, you want to see EDM stuff. I mean, I can show beats or something, but I don't think the people who are here for EDM will want to see random beats. Oh, no, wait, I showed the master at the start. The LUFS on the master, I low-key don't understand any of that stuff. Is it showing here? Wait, I can put that as a top thingy on it, hold on. What's the... is it insight? Yeah, I can put this on it. I don't understand what I'm seeing here, so... anyone who knows what this means can tell me if it's good or not. I'm not like an audio engineer, I just like... I know some cool sounds. Yeah, I did not. I kept trying to put stuff on the master, like I was putting ozone on the master, but everything that I put on the master made it sound worse, so I just stuck to the original like OTT and soft clipper and EQ that I'd had on it since I started the project. Um, and yeah, Ponehammer had even less. Ponehammer had a single OTT that was on like half mix. Like I've never really looked into mastering and loudness and all that. I feel like I'd probably go insane if I tried looking into it. So I'm happy in my blissful ignorance of not looking any of that up and just going off of vibes. Um, because yeah, most of my mixing. Oh, I suppose I didn't show the buses. There's an EQ on the synth bus that looks like this. The sides are turned up and the mids are turned down. Then there's the Pro L to make sure that it's all at 0. And there's a tape stop for like one part in the song. This is my sub, I already showed that. This is the drum bus. I just did a thing that I saw in a video once where um, they get... well, actually they were getting saturated and then limited, but I guess I took off the saturation and I'm just getting limited. This is the bass bus. It has a compressor on it. It has this compressor on it, and then it has this EQ on it, and it has this Pro L on it. And then I have bass and sub bus, ping the bass and the sub together with a slight OTT, and then they all go into the sidechain, which all goes into the master. If there's a specific element of the song anyone wants to see before I end the stream, then let me know. I will show it before I go. Yay, okay. Um, I will probably just end the stream then, because I don't think there's anything left to show. I think I've like gone over everything, so the VOD will, if there's anything you missed and you want to see it, just check the VOD. It's gonna be up like, I don't really know how Twitch works, but probably forever, so you can go back and check that. I'll try put it on like YouTube or something as well. But if anyone who's more experienced with that wants to re-upload it to YouTube, you also have my permission to just do that as well. Um, I'm not a streamer, so yeah. I'm gonna end the stream now. Bye bye.